Welcome back to the Daily Dose. My name is Robert. That's my pal Susan. And one thing we've been talking a little about, I want to pursue here is the art of learning. And this plays into a little bit of, maybe a lot of intelligence and the tools we use to learn. Yesterday, I introduced two new tools to you via AI, artificial intelligence. This has been a long time thing in the intelligence world. And there are certainly fearful things about being surpassed by machines, being replaced by machines. From a creative standpoint, I've seen a lot of bad versions of AI over the
Yeah.
last 25, 30 years. You know, you go, yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, what I introduced to you yesterday, I am stunned by, and I am so excited to bring as a tool into our next day one class because to me, what it is, it's not at all a replacement. It is just, it's almost like an assisted walking device for creativity.
That's
That's
great.
how I see this, that
I
people who struggle with their writing or making it creative, here it is. It's not writing it for you, but it's going to give you a nice push.
yeah, I see it as a springboard or a launch pad that gives you something to work with. You may abandon all of it, but there
Yeah.
may be a word or phrase that you go, bang.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's it. And this is why, I mean, because when we play in that space, day one, and I'm in that, describing creativity, and you see the resistance of many people about writing to begin with, um, is to say, just get something out. If AI, if you throw two lines into an AI processor and it spits back a page at you, and like you said, you get a turn of a phrase out of it, that's gorgeous.
Mhm.
I mean, basically AI is yes anding you. That's what it's doing,
That's great, Robert.
you know?
Remember that. That's great.
Mhm.
When we do our next day one program, that's
Well, the nice thing is I don't have to remember because there's transcripts on this, so.
you don't have to remember it. You can be lazy. Yeah, no, that it was fascinating, and perhaps people who are hearing this conversation don't really know too much about it. I
Well,
certainly didn't until you demonstrated it in front of me, and you just gave an example. You
and
give a
people
couple
will,
lines, and
yeah, you can easily look up as you could for a long time, but I mean, I think it's picking up in steam, and I don't know how much of it is my noticing it and how much of it is, actually grabbing, space in people's consciousness.
Mhm.
But the idea that this can be used as a tool, the controversy is going to be, I know from an educational standpoint, are students going to lazily put into AI and just blindly cut and paste that as a submitted document, right? It was kind of, I think, the original fear of Wikipedia or the internet in general.
The
And
internet in general.
I think there's legitimate concern in that.
Mhm, mhm.
At the same time, for those who choose to see it as a tool and use it as such, man, it can be a
See,
force
yeah,
for good.
the use of the word tool in this example is perfect. It doesn't do it for you. I mean,
Right.
you could cheat and let it do it for you, but it's makes it easier. It
Well,
gives you
what I
something to work
see is, I mean, yes, it produces something. Now, and again, I'm using it on a very cursory level. Maybe people who get very good at using the tool, I mean, I don't know how good it is. This is just what I very much played with, and I am astonished at how good it is. And the other side of it, like I say, not just being words, which is a tremendous thing, but being visual images. The one that can pick out, you can type in, here's what I'm looking for. Like for me, my short story, Margaret the Sea Monster, young, angry, female sea monster with red hair in the style of, and then say Art Deco, pop art, nouveau, whatever. And it'll throw up in less than a minute 4 distinct, interesting images. And by the way, this is open source. When we talk about creativity, it's yours to use.
Yeah.
And do you like it? Oh, you like this one? Well, would you like a variation of that? Boom, click that button. And it'll do those for you. I mean, this is astonishing stuff in the world of creativity to me. And I hope to see it and use it. I can't wait to bring it to our community because there's nothing more important to me in our community than our voices, right, being raised, our stories being told in engaging ways so that we can get the money, attention, everything we need, right, to work on these cures. This is a
Let's
power.
talk about stories. Let's have another dose and talk about stories.
We can. I mean,
That is a
stories, they mean a
concept.
lot. I'll leave it at this because I know we're up against time, just to say that what I want, and I know you've seen it as much as anything, I want creativity to be seen as a birthright and democratized. I want people to step into, not be intimidated by, and play in that space of creativity and illuminate the world for good. We'll leave it there.
Well said. Well said.